yesterday we did the posts. These are all plain down now, ready for just a little sand up. I've made a start cutting our bases. All I'm using for these is I've got a 1/2 inch plunge router. I've got the power cable hooked up over the top because we're going to be doing circles with them and we don't want any jams, any safety issues with the cable. And basically all it works off is it's just a compass. So I've got a central point and the router's connected to perspex. I've measured in, I need a 400mm base, so what I've done is measured in 200 and I've just drilled a small pilot hole in the centre. Done that for the first 3 and now I've got a template with which to mark out for the next one. So I don't need to do any marking out now, just set it in a couple of mil from the edges. Pilot hole through, and because we're routering through and we're cutting, I don't want to be cutting into my workbench, so all I've got is just some offcuts of chipboard and they're just supporting plywood in 6 points under the sheet, and then all I'm going to do is drop my compass in, make sure it's locked off nice and tight, and then we're going to run. Now your router runs clockwise as it cuts. Because of how we're cutting, if we was to run the router clockwise, we'd get chattering. It's quite dangerous and it can bounce out. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually go counterclockwise and we're going to cut out that way. And it's going to run round and drop down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these out, drop back a bit later on with the video with all these cut out, and then we'll get the little 1/4 inch router out and we'll show how to radius the corners off. Okay, thank you. Right, so I've got my 6 discs cut for the bases. What I've done with those is just taken a little laminate trimmer, I've put a little radius bit in there, and I've set it to basically the full depth for a radius. Run that round, and the reason I'm doing that and putting 2 bases on is because we're coming 1200 high on the posts, we need a bit of stability. So this is 400mm across and the posts are 1200, so we're going for the 1 in 3 rule for stability. Now I've just quickly cut one of these, same process, using the compass jig. What I've done is with the router, I've put a central hole in and just pop it in there, there we go. And what I've done is slackened it off and I've moved the router in until I'm just touching the perimeter of where I've routed for a radius. The reason I'm doing that is when you put 2 bits of timber together, now I know these apply and they're stable, should be barely any movement off them. You are going to get, because they're going to be painted, you're going to get a bit of a break line. So the idea is, when they sit on, you have a bit of a break line in between. And then this will be same radius with the laminate trimmer across the top. So what I'll do is I'll get on cutting these, then I'll put the radius on, we'll drop back in on the video, we'll get them glued up. I'll show you the glue that we tend to use, clamp it up, get the cordless out, the drill, screw them up, and then we'll start putting the posts on. Okay, catch you shortly. So what we're going to do is we're going to pile it down with a high-speed steel drill bit. I've got smaller of the discs. I'm going to put on the top. And what I need to do is, because I'm putting a screw straight through this one, I'm going to use a countersink bit. And all that does is it creates a recess for the head of the screw to go in. That's your countersink bit there. That's a high-speed one. Cuts quite fast, you have to be quite careful with it. So now what I'm going to do is just drop a screw in, and I'm going to use some twin thread. And that's on sturdy. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 screws through the outer of the bases. So I've got 1 screw holding this, and I'll have 2 screws going through into there. So what I'm going to do is position that up. If I get my drill bit, I can then take my drill bit, pop it in into the centre of where the screw is. I'm now centre. If I was doing upside down, I could just run it around the perimeter of what I've the moulding I've put on for the radius. Because I've got quite a few of these holes to drill around the base, what I've done is I've cut a little bit of plywood, and I've done 69mm. So I'm going to use a steel rule, and all I'm going to do is take it from corner to corner, like that. That gives me a reference point for centre. And then from that, I'm going to measure in, and I'm going to do 20mm. So I've just measured in 20mm. What I could do is I could use a marking gauge, or we can use a finger gauge. You just get your finger, take your reference point, and just run it down. With that, same height speed steel drill bit, because I'm going to be referencing through. Just get a little bit of scrap. I can use the comb that I'm going to use here. Just stops me drilling into my bench. And then we need the all-important central reference hole. Bit of a crude jig, but saves a lot of time. So what we can do there is, because I took the drill bit out, just to be able to reference. I'm going to do the same again. Take this off, and we're just going to use a little bit of a Osmo glue. And then comb. I'm not going to go too close to the edges because I don't want it spilling out. I don't want to be doing too much cleaning up. So these are only for sanitising stations. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill it through, and then come down, reference it. The reason I've done that, and I didn't just put it straight on, is if I'm a little bit out, I get glue. So that can come out. Always try and keep your glue as tidy as possible. You don't want glue spilling out. You've got to get a damp rag, wipe it off. If you forget, then you've got to start sanding. So now, what I can do, in there, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop a spring clamp on, just to aid for me stopping it slipping, because the glue, because I've combed it and I've just bedded it in, it shouldn't move. But better to be safe. Again, I'm going to use my countersink bit. Now, you're only countersinking the head. What people tend to do is bury the countersink all the way through, so the screw head goes below the surface. You want it to just be below the surface, not buried. When you thing with that is the deeper you go, you're not actually getting full strength of clamping the timber, which the screw is doing. And also, if you do need to take the screw out, you're going to start pulling the timber around it. So that is just literally sank flush. So we're up. And the first base done. So we've done the 1/3 row and it's nice and stable. So that's one done. Another 5 to do. Right, so there we go. Sanitiser station's finished. Bases, as we've shown with the router and the compass jig, we've just doubled up on the bases. We've just made the top disc slightly smaller, just to give a bit of a break line. The posts, we've used an electric plane, smoothing plane, and we've just clipped the corners down and taken the RSs off. So what we've done there All those skills we show on our level 1 joinery course. Power tools, hand tools, we sharpened up the smoothing plane to prepare to finish. So they're now just ready for a light sanding and spray painting silver.